long before the first humans walked the Earth, before the rise of the dinosaurs, even before the continents looked the way they do today. Incredible creatures were already thriving. Against impossible odds, a handful have survived multiple mass extinctions, shifting continents and millions of years of evolution. They have witnessed the rise and fall of entire worlds, and remarkably, they're still alive today, from prehistoric fish hidden in the deepest oceans to armored survivors older than dinosaurs. These are 5 ancient creatures that have stood the test of time. Horseshoe crab. Imagine surviving for nearly 500 million years, long before the first dinosaurs roamed the Earth, long before birds filled the skies, and even before the first trees covered the land. The horseshoe crab was already crawling across ancient shorelines. Despite its name, it isn't actually a crab. It's more closely related to spiders and scorpions than to the crabs we see today. Its armor-like shell, spiked tail, and blue blood have remained almost unchanged for over 450 million years, earning it the title of one of Earth's oldest living animals. Throughout its existence, the horseshoe crab has survived 5 mass extinction events. It outlived the dinosaurs. It witnessed continents drift apart, and somehow, it continues to thrive along the coastlines of North America and Asia. Every spring, thousands of horseshoe crabs gather on sandy beaches to spawn, creating one of nature's oldest rituals. Their eggs become an essential food source for millions of migrating shorebirds, making the species a vital part of coastal ecosystems. But perhaps the horseshoe crab's greatest contribution isn't in the wild. It's in modern medicine. Its bright blue blood contains unique cells that can detect harmful bacterial toxins. For decades, scientists have used this remarkable ability to test vaccines, medical equipment, and intravenous medicines, helping protect millions of lives around the world. Today, despite surviving for hundreds of millions of years, horseshoe crabs face new threats from habitat loss and overharvesting, after overcoming ancient predators and global extinctions. Their greatest challenge may now come from us, yet their incredible story is a reminder that survival isn't always about being the fastest or the strongest. Sometimes, it's about adapting to a changing world. But while the horseshoe crab has remained largely unchanged for hundreds of millions of years, our next survivor has been silently drifting through the oceans since before the age of dinosaurs. Nautilus, hidden hundreds of meters beneath the ocean's surface, lives a creature that seems frozen in time. The Nautilus has been drifting through Earth's oceans for more than 500 million years, making it one of the oldest surviving animals on the planet. While dinosaurs came and went, the Nautilus remained. Its beautiful spiral shell isn't just for protection. Inside are dozens of tiny chambers. As the Nautilus grows, it builds new chambers and seals off the old ones, controlling the amount of gas and liquid inside to rise or sink through the water like a natural submarine. It's an extraordinary design that has changed very little over hundreds of millions of years. During the day, Nautiluses stay in the dark depths of the ocean, avoiding predators. As night falls, they slowly rise toward shallower waters to search for food, using more than 90 slender tentacles to detect prey in the darkness. Unlike squid or octopuses, the Nautilus has no highly developed eyes. Instead, it relies on its incredible sense of touch and smell to navigate a world where sunlight never reaches. Scientists often call it a living fossil, not because it stopped evolving completely, but because its basic body plan has remained remarkably successful for an unimaginably long time. Yet even this ancient survivor now faces a modern threat. Its beautiful shell has made it a target for collectors, while habitat destruction and overfishing continue to reduce its numbers. After surviving countless changes that reshaped our planet, its future now depends on whether humans choose to protect it. The Nautilus reminds us that sometimes the oldest designs are also the most enduring, but if you think surviving for 500 million years is remarkable, our next creature has remained almost unchanged since the age of the dinosaurs, and it's still watching the world from rivers and swamps today. At first glance, the Tuatara looks like an ordinary lizard, but appearances can be deceiving. This remarkable reptile belongs to a lineage that first appeared more than 250 million years ago, long before the rise of modern lizards and snakes. In fact, the Tuatara is the only surviving member of an entire order of reptiles that once spread across the Earth. Its closest relatives disappeared millions of years ago. It survived. Found only on a handful of small islands off the coast of New Zealand, the Tuatara has remained almost unchanged for millions of years. It grows slowly, lives quietly, and can survive for well over 100 years, making it one of the longest-living reptiles on the planet. One of its most unusual features is what's often called a third eye. Located on the top of its head, this light-sensitive organ is most visible when the Tuatara is young. Although it can't see images like its other eyes, scientists believe it helps regulate its daily rhythms and detect changes in daylight. As night falls, the Tuatara emerges from its burrow to hunt. Insects, spiders, small birds, and even the eggs of other animals become part of its diet. Unlike most reptiles, it prefers cooler temperatures and remains active even on chilly nights when many other species would become sluggish. For millions of years, the Tuatara thrived in isolation. But when humans introduced rats, cats, and other predators to New Zealand, its numbers declined dramatically. Today, thanks to intensive conservation efforts and predator-free sanctuaries, the species is slowly recovering. The Tuatara is more than just an ancient reptile. It's a living window into Earth's distant past, a survivor from an age that disappeared long before humans ever existed. But if you think surviving for hundreds of millions of years is extraordinary, our next creature is a freshwater giant whose appearance has barely changed since dinosaurs ruled the Earth. Imagine coming face to face with a fish that looks like it swam straight out of the age of dinosaurs. With a body covered in armor-like scales and a mouth filled with rows of razor-sharp teeth, the alligator gar is one of North America's most intimidating freshwater predators. But despite its fearsome appearance, this giant has been patrolling rivers and lakes for more than 100 million years. It has survived massive climate changes, shifting continents, and the extinction of the dinosaurs themselves. Growing up to 3 meters, or nearly 10 feet in length, and weighing well over 130 kilograms, the alligator gar is among the largest freshwater fish in the world. Its thick, diamond-shaped scales are so tough that early settlers once used them as arrowheads and protective tools. Unlike most fish, the alligator gar has another extraordinary ability. It can breathe air. A specialized swim bladder functions much like a lung, allowing it to gulp oxygen from the surface when river waters become warm or oxygen levels drop. This adaptation has helped the species survive in environments where many other fish cannot. For years, however, the alligator gar was misunderstood. People believed it was a dangerous monster that destroyed fish populations. As a result, thousands were killed across the southern United States. Only later did scientists discover that the species plays an important role in maintaining healthy freshwater ecosystems by removing weak and invasive fish. Today, conservation efforts are helping restore populations in many rivers where they once thrived. The alligator gar reminds us that appearances can be deceiving, sometimes. The creatures that look the most terrifying are simply survivors that have perfected the art of endurance. But our final creature is unlike anything else on this list. Scientists believed it had disappeared from Earth more than 66 million years ago, until one astonishing discovery changed everything. For centuries, scientists believed this animal existed only in fossils. Every textbook said the same thing. The coelacanth had vanished from Earth around 66 million years ago, during the mass extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs. Its story, it seemed, had already ended, but the ocean had been keeping a secret. On December 22, 1938, a fishing trawler working off the coast of South Africa hauled in an unusual fish unlike anything the crew had ever seen. Its body was covered in thick metallic blue scales. Its powerful, fleshy fins looked almost like primitive limbs, and its appearance matched fossil records that were tens of millions of years old. Museum curator Marjorie Courtenay-Latimer immediately recognized that this was no ordinary catch. The scientific world was stunned. The coelacanth wasn't extinct. It had been alive all along, hidden in the deep waters of the Indian Ocean. Today, researchers know that small populations live hundreds of meters below the surface, where sunlight barely reaches. These ancient fish spend much of their lives inside underwater caves, emerging at night to hunt smaller fish and squid. Unlike most fish, the coelacanth moves its paired fins in an alternating pattern, almost resembling the way four-legged animals walk. Some scientists believe these unusual fins offer valuable clues about how the earliest vertebrates eventually made the journey from water to land hundreds of millions of years ago. The coelacanth grows slowly, reproduces slowly, and can live for more than a century. Its survival is nothing short of extraordinary. While countless species disappeared through Earth's violent history, this ancient fish quietly endured in the darkness, waiting to be discovered again. The coelacanth is more than a living fossil. It is proof that nature still holds secrets beyond our imagination. Even today, the deepest parts of our planet may be hiding creatures that challenge everything we think we know. Time has erased countless species from the face of the Earth, yet these 5 extraordinary survivors refuse to disappear, from armored creatures older than the dinosaurs, to ancient reptiles guarding isolated islands, and mysterious fish hidden deep beneath the ocean. Each reminds us that survival is one of nature's greatest achievements. Their stories have endured for hundreds of millions of years. The question is, will they survive the centuries still to come? If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible wildlife documentaries from around the world. Thanks for watching. And remember, some of Earth's oldest creatures aren't locked away in museums. They're still alive, waiting to be discovered.